Mic is working. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's go. We are late. Yo, we are late, bro. We are late. Let's go. No worries. We are late, and let me update in my social media something maybe. Probably we are going to be a watch here. Oh my god, he's killing. Oh my god, they're killing.
It's quite bizarre, but honestly, when you look at him, he coming into Champions here, it's a great opportunity.
I know the stage.
Kind of
These guys are so close to each other.
For
like
Sentinels. Here's what
teams.
Zelsis had to say about this matchup at the Champions Draw Show. Check it out.
I actually did have us playing Gen G for some reason. Don't ask me how I know that. But yeah, I had us going against Gen G. Honestly, the only team I didn't want to face was Fnatic, so I'm pretty happy.
He was a predictor. He was a knower. He felt he knew that they were going to be playing up against Gen G here. But we'll be real, okay? It ain't fun. It ain't fun having to go up against Gen G. #1 seed from Pacific. You've been casting the team all year long, Paper Thin. This team is deadly.
No, they're super deadly. Not only are they good fundamentally, they're creative at the same time. They come at you with a lot of different looks, whether it be completely different ideas round to round or little micro changes where they notice a mistake, like this flash wasn't deep enough or they're playing this position, let's change up where the util goes. Munchkin's doing a really, really good job of setting up this team for success. And beyond that, they're crack gamers. They're insane in each individual role. They're among the best, if not the best in the world at each specific slot.
I think especially for Gen G, I was super impressed with their defensive sides when I was watching them. I think they have so many cool ideas for the way that they're re-clearing space in the mid-round, for how they're testing teams that they're playing up against. I think Munchkin does a really good job of kind of varying the calling on this team and being pretty unpredictable. And you combine that with a squad that I think has probably the best synergy of any team that we're watching across the international leagues right now. They look so clean together.
And what makes this team particularly scary, beyond everything we just talked about, is they win rounds. They win rounds they have no business winning on a consistent basis. Their eco round win percentage in Pacific Stage 2 was above 50%. It was above 50%. That's ridiculous. Nobody else in the world really does that. There's some teams who are close to that level, but they are on another level, and they win a bunch of rounds, like on Lotus against DRX in the finals. They win this 3v5. It looks like DRX has secured the map. They're going to go on. They're maybe going to push Gen G to map 5. But instead, they're able to win it just based on sheer skill alone.
Their protocols are ridiculous, too. I feel like they're really natural in having reactions to what teams are doing. We lost A main control on Haven. They instantly have their idea of what space on the other side of the map they're going to be taking, of how they're going to be playing their flood defenses together. Those really important quick reactions that I think are especially important in this meta where teams are playing a bunch of different stuff, where we're seeing things like the Neon become more prevalent. They're always on point with those things.
Yeah, and this is a team that we've always praised for being, the ones who do good, honest Valorant, right? But now it seems like they found another layer to this good, honest Valorant where they're iterating constantly, they're growing constantly, and that is scary for everyone else that's going to be facing off against them here in Champions.
It doesn't seem like the burnout has affected them. A lot of teams have talked about how they're tired, they're having a problem. Gen G has played more maps than anybody else this year, and they haven't really slowed down. It doesn't seem like it. Maybe a little bit, you could argue, in that finals against DRX.
Sure.
A few of those went to overtime. DRX did win on Haven, so there were some moments where you're like, okay, maybe Gen G is starting to run out of steam, but you don't have to go anywhere. You're in your home city. You have played an insane amount of Valorant. You've shown everybody in the world that you're better than everybody. The confidence is sky high right now for this team. So I have a hard time imagining that they aren't the heavy favorites for this event.
And what's especially cool is getting to do that at home, coming off your first global trophy and getting it to defend it in Seoul. They're starting on their home stage, where just a few weeks ago they lifted that Pacific trophy. This is just another day in the office for these guys. Expectations are sky high, but they should be. In my mind, this is the favorite team to win Champions.
Well, let's go ahead and hear from Texture, who had a quick word with Mika Fabs as we get ready for this matchup.
We have Texture here from Gen G, and we have Eric to help with some translation. Now, Texture, everybody is really excited for this matchup. Of course, in Masters Madrid, Sentinels took the win away from you, but now that you are in front of your hometown crowd in Seoul, do you feel like, you're coming into this matchup looking for revenge? And are you feeling a lot of pressure since you are playing in front of your hometown crowd?
압박이나 이런 건 전혀 없고 그냥 뭐 전에 했던 거 결승전은 사실 크게 상관없고 그냥 저희가 그래도 더 성장을 했기 때문에 별로 아무 상관없이 그냥 경기에만 집중하겠습니다.
We're not feeling any pressure in particular, and whatever happened in the past doesn't really matter at all. And we've grown a lot more since as a team, so yeah, we're not feeling any pressure in that regard.
Excited to see the matchup. Good luck to you guys.
Thank you.
Wow, he was so calm.
Cool as a cucumber, but across the stage, he's going to be facing off against another guy who's pretty cool under pressure. He got Zekin, and this is a matchup that I'm very excited to see unfold here because, you know, you got really two dynamic players, but as we were talking about with Gen G, I mean, Texture, I mean, he's playing on another level right now.
And two players that are in the conversation for the best duelist in Valorant.
Yeah.
I think clearly Sentinels have been slumping a bit. That was clear in stage 1. It was clear at the end of stage 2 as well. But despite that, the numbers Zekin has been putting up continue to be ridiculous. This guy has not skipped a beat since lifting that trophy against Gen G back in Madrid.
He is insane. Like, even when Sentinels has been struggling a bit this year, he is still putting up numbers. He's still fragging. He's an incredible player. He has awesome individual skill, especially with rifling. I think he's one of the best rifling duelists in the world right now. I think Texter, you know, on the other side of the coin is one of the best oppers in the world right now. So that's kind of one of the bigger, more interesting stylistic differences between them is Texter wants to get that op early, and he's going to shut you down with some insane mechanics that he has, great positioning, great instincts in those moments, whereas Zekin is really good in just about every situation you put him into, whether it be just leading the charge, clutches, all these things throughout the year. He has been nearly infallible.
Yeah.
I think the biggest strength for Zekin is as a dive player, especially when he's playing the Raze. I think his pathing on the attack side on entries is really good, and he plays around his team's utility almost perfectly. I think the strength for Texture is defensive side. When he gets an op in his hand, he will take over games, and the team get.
I know it. He was pretty well, like he was pretty great, but I don't know, Joe. Is that a max quality? The Tariq? Bro, what's going on?
And let's
Hey, why do I hear two people? What's going on?
Up, as a matter of fact, with Zekin, I
Bro,
don't
what are
have the
you
audience
doing,
for this,
bro?
but let's see if we can check this out real
We're in
fast.
good form. We're all really excited to be here and really happy to play on the international stage again. Obviously, Gen G won the last.
Mike is fine. Just gotta fuck around with it a little tonight.
We're really excited to play.
Yeah, I don't know how to use
Everybody's also
it.
really excited for this one. Good luck.
It's an Elgato Wavelength 3. Is there anything special that I'm supposed to do?
Of course, they're excited to play here, but as I was mentioning before, Paper Thin, I mean, this is a Sentinels team that's coming into this. You know, not in the form that they were in Madrid.
Lower my
Madrid,
mic.
They were world beaters, but here this is.
Why don't you use the same mic from home?
You know?
Yeah, it looks like some of that
Hey,
form
listen,
that they had
dude.
has started to falter a little bit. When I watched their tape coming into this, some of the things that kind of stood out to me were they tried to play for some hero
God
plays,
damn it, bro.
especially on the
Everyone's got an
defender side,
idea.
when I think maybe the better play is to be a little bit more cautious, be a little bit more escape heavy, get out, wait for
Oh my
some
God.
reinforcements before
It's
you go
him.
to try to go for
Lady,
those
but
big
let's just
duels.
say
But
there's a lot of-
because their
What the
players are so
fuck?
good on this team,
Yo.
they can get away with it. Like some of those
All right.
moments with
Good luck,
Saucy on
guys.
Haven against Under the
Yeah.
Eagle, he was just
Ouch.
shutting down that ISO. Shield everybody just like,
That was a guest appearance by Trainwrecks.
so like things like that are still good enough to get over. You know,
What's
some
up,
of the
guys?
Positional mistakes.
Hi,
that I was
Turk.
seeing.
Yeah, well,
Is my mic
Fucking
okay?
actually had some words about
Yes.
this as well.
Way better.
We're grateful that they clinched the spot in champs thanks to the early
Oh,
success.
hello,
Years
Derek.
we've
What's up,
been
Rob? How are
involved.
you?
And of course, our team is best at international events. Can't wait to get there.
I'm
and
nervous.
get grinding. So
I think we all are.
you gotta hype yourself up coming
I
into
think
this
everybody's a
one.
little nervous right
Bro,
now.
everyone.
It's pretty late for you guys, right? How's that going? It's like 2 a.m. over there, 1 a.m.?
Wait, are you in Korea?
I'm in Turkey.
In Turkey?
You're in Turkey.
I'm in the vicinity. I'm in the vicinity.
Wait, why did you go to Turkey?
I went to Turkey because, one, for a better time zone, and two, I got family here.
Oh, wait, are you gonna be just streaming there like the whole time?
I'm gonna be here for 2 weeks. I'm here for a minute.
Nice, bro. That's
Yeah.
crazy. Wait, what time is it for you?
Right now it's 10:55 a.m.
I see.
But is it really? When
Oh,
did you land?
Is it really
When did you
what?
land?
I landed yesterday at 1 p.m. Yeah.
So let's go ahead and hear what sort of
So I'm jet lagged as hell. So it's gonna be like 1 or 2 days here, but after that it should be smooth sailing.
Hello, everybody. Achilleos here. I'm joined once again by Jen, and we have
good luck, everybody. I'll be back.
Thanks, Trent.
Bye,
himself.
I love you guys. Bye-bye.
We're going to be going through
What's going on? Increase the sound
difficult
stream?
segment that will ever be filmed on this broadcast. We're going to be teaching Zelsis some Korean trash talk.
Korean trash talk.
Friendly and won't hurt anyone's feelings at the end of the day. So just some fun banter you can throw out there now that you're here in Korea while you're playing ranked. So the way this is going to work, I'm going to pose a scenario to Lakia. He's going to say what he would say to somebody on the enemy team.
G-Bar.
And then we're going to try to get Zelsis to say it in Korean and explain what it all means. So off the rip, Lakia, you've just hit an ace clutch, the 1v5 to close out a map. What's the first thing that you're saying to the enemy?
G-Bar, brother.
1대5 클러치를 해냈어요.
네.
그럼 이제 상대한테 도발 어떻게 할 건가요?
개 못하네 뭐하냐? 라고 할 것 같습니다.
개 못해.
It's mean like you guys so bad. What are you doing guys? Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Okay, well, okay.
Zelsis like, what did he just
개
say?
못하네.
개 못하네.
Yeah, it's so good. 너네
너네
뭐하냐?
뭐하나?
뭐하냐?
Nah, that's some crazy shit he
개
came up with.
못하네. 너네 뭐하냐?
개 못하네. 뭐하냐?
Yeah, like
뭐하나? 뭐하나?
Yeah,
뭐하나?
개 못하네.
개 못하네.
개 못해. 개
You guys so
못하네.
bad.
Yeah. 개 못하네 is all I need.
Yeah.
개 못하네.
너네
너네
Yeah, 너네 mean is you guys 뭐하냐?
뭐하냐? Okay.
Yeah, what are you doing?
Bro picked the hardest thing he could. Nah, it's so bad. He picked the legit hardest thing he could possibly say.
Yeah, good.
Yeah. Good.
Stamp of approval for that one. Okay, next scenario. You've just won champions.
Yeah.
You've taken down Sentinels in the grand final. What are you yelling across the stage to Zelsis?
I don't like trash talk, but
Dude, I'm the one guy you can trash talk. Don't worry.
너네 쉽다?
너네 쉽다. Now that's a good one.
쉽다.
Yeah, 쉽다 mean is easy.
Easy?
Yeah.
Easy? 쉽다. Genji in Madrid was 쉽다.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Heritage
That's a good one.
쉽다.
Well, on that note, I think we'll go ahead and call it there before we get into any more trouble than we might already be in. But thank you guys for joining me, Zelsis. I hope that this will be of great use for you all.
Lakia's like, what the fuck?
Thank you for being our instructor and Jen, our translator. That's going to close it out for us.
Thank you so much.
Well, today we learned something new, but let's go ahead and see what the fan poll results are. And my word, you guys came out for Americas, but look, there are a lot of Pacific believers, but no one believing in VCT China.
It's 4 in the morning.
America, brother.
On the East Coast, and the America's voters are.
Wait, that's actually
showing
true.
You gotta keep up that EG tradition from last year.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
We need it.
Wait, what is it? What is the tradition?
EG
I
tradition.
said, you brought home America's trophy last year. We got to do it again this year.
You gotta keep it going. Keep the streak going.
I'm down, yeah.
Sure. Okay.
Go
G2.
The roof to me.
G2 is crazy. It's crazy.
Oh my damn.
쉽다.
Well, on that note, I think
We are
Look right there, but man, we're
Defend them.
Okay.
If I can.
Give me, you got
Style.
and they're playing
that's
heretics.
big. And they're playing heretics.
They pushed
so.
them 2-1 the last time.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, honestly, both games are going to be fantastic. This is exactly what you want to see. I mean, it doesn't get any better than this. It's literally a rematch of Madrid.
It's all 3 of our finalists in one group from each of these Masters tournaments.
Yeah, you couldn't have asked for a better way to kick things off here at Champion Seoul, and we're finally here. So let's go ahead and kick off this bad boy with the biggest event of the year, Genji versus Sentinels, FPX versus Heretics. Day 1 of Champion starts right now.
Oh my god, guys, this is serious. Like, I really want to show you something that it's so like. Oh my god.
누군가는 시간은 반복된다고 말합니다.
At this post, I have been updated in my Instagram. Like, probably I will just like to show you. Like, wait a second. Yo, this is my Instagram account. This is my Instagram account, and this is my homepage, and this is from my notifications. Like, bro, look at the let's go boys, 2 goals in 1 frame. I just have been updated, but at this post, I have been updated. I am the first one that who have been commented in this like a video. It's not a game now. It's my dream. One day I'll be there to perform and to train you guys and entertain you guys. So wish me good luck. At 21 likes, I reply. Just the one reply, bro. No one has it. Look at those. Someone have been replied me. I'm waiting for you, bro. Damn, this is so insane, though. This is so insane. Damn.
섰어요. 그런 방법이 있다고. 저는 제 길을 보았습니다. 제가 챔피언스를 우승하게 된다면 어떤 꿈이든 이룰 수 있다는 걸 모두에게 보여주고 싶습니다.
Yo, this is so big word. Oh, my boy!
APAC buys the most bundles in the game.
When we get to finals, I'm gonna have Faker come out and sell the Sen bundle.
과거와 미래가 교차하는 현재. 그리고 오늘 2024년 발로란트 최고의 16개 팀이 이곳 서울에 모입니다.
These are the superstars of Valorant, and I cannot wait to see them compete on the global stage.
A few years ago I was burnt out, but Valorant gave me a new hope and motivation for myself. It's been a dream ever since I started Valorant to lift the trophy.
You too, let's go!
Creo que Crew es un equipo que da mucha sorpresa y esta no va a ser la excepción.
Last year, I wanted to make that achievement happen. Go for 3 trophies.
Bustio.
We taken our foot off the pedal on the tournament that matters the most.
Booster.
This year we started slow, but I think there's a certain energy that we haven't felt since Lock-In or Tokyo Masters, or even now that we're at Champs, it almost feels like we're hungrier than ever.
Oh my god, he looks so serious.
Legacy.
People
talk about these grades in games. If I'm able to go back to back and achieve the same heights that I did the year before,
oh my gosh,
then that just proves the legacy I'm leaving behind as well.
It's painful. I'm so close to getting the trophy. I remember looking at Jing's face Valley too. They're like my family. I don't want this to happen again. This year, I'm gonna finish what we started.
Man, this is making emotional right now.
Me and Kong already lifted the trophy one time. The other 3 guys want to do as well. So we're gonna give all that we got.
Every goal is to win champion, no matter what.
이제 e스포츠로서 한국이 얼만큼 위대한 나라인지 전 세계에게 알리고 싶습니다.
Bro, this is insane, bro! Oh my god!
Sentinels.
Let's go!
Genji.
It's a juggernaut matchup, a Madrid final rematch. You got Sentinels going up against Genji, the kickoff here at Champions 2024. Two of our most prolific teams in all of Valorant facing off against one another, and this matchup is going to be awesome.
These are the only 2 teams this year that have lifted a global trophy, and now they're up against each other in the first round. And we have a surprise already. Abyss making it through the veto.
Yeah.
This is super shocking. Abyss has
Why
been Genji's
they're
permaban, so they're clearly a little more comfortable on this map. Sunset has been a real pain point for Genji this year. They haven't been able to find the success they want with the comp they've been trying to run with the Jet on point. They don't usually run the Raze, so that makes a lot of sense to ban that map. I felt like they were going to have to leave that open against Sentinels, but this is really interesting to me. It shows that they're working on Abyss.
Curious what we're going to get on Haven as well.
Yeah, that's a big question for me, because this has been a really solid map, I think, for Genji in Stage 2. They're one of the few teams that have stuck to the Viper ideas that were super prevalent last year. They're not playing the Breach, they're still playing the Sky there, and Sentinels have been playing that kind of new standard comp that we used to see a lot back in the day, the Breach, the Sova, and I actually think it's kind of tough to play that into the Viper, right? Those Breach flashes are a little tough to clear back through the wall and ideas like that. So I'm wondering if they have something specific prepped up against that comp that was very prevalent last year in Americas.
Yeah, I mean, I think you have to look to bait out a lot of that utility. That was something DRX was doing really good with some push and pull at A main to really keep it off balance. So, okay, John QT on the Cypher this time for Sentinels. But yeah, Genji sticking with their comp. They've done it all year. They haven't really changed their comps. Once they settle on something they like, they don't go away from it. Even though DRX did take them down on Haven in the grand finals in the very first map. Other than that, they've looked good in the 2 other times they played it.
For Genji, I think you should be watching out for how they play their flood defenses with this Viper. Having that orb on the A side, having the wall across B, it gives you a lot of potential to have the anchors moving around on the site, finding gaps in the execute. That can be really punishing if Sentinels isn't ready for it.
Yeah, and of course, Sentinels, a lot's going to be leaning on Zekin here to try and get those early engagements going for them. But I am curious to see how the utility is going to shake out here for the Breach, for the Sova, how that's going to play, as you had mentioned before, Mimi, going up against that Viper.
Genji is going to really struggle to contest Sentinels on these extremities. The Breach comp is super good for taking a lobby, early space like that. So it's probably going to rely on a lot of retakes here for Genji, but they're great at them.
Oh, doggy, it's now time to get ready for map 1 of Masters Madrid. Or excuse me, we got a Masters Madrid rematch. I got Spain on the mind. It's going to be amazing. We're here at Champions, baby. Let's go ahead and send it over to your casters. You got Brennan Sideshow for the call.
Thank you very much, guys. Yeah, let's get to this one. GB's already teed it up. Listen, it's that Masters Madrid finals, that rematch between these 2 teams, where honestly, both of them peaking at sort of the right times, but drastically different trajectories in terms of where they've landed over the course of 2024.
I would totally agree with that. You're looking at the 2 teams that have lifted trophies, but Genji have gone from success to success, while Sentinels had that Super Bowl hangover that we often see from very good teams. I will say, though, when it specifically comes to Haven, Paperthin, talking about it on the desk, that A lobby control was so important for the one game that Gen G did end up dropping on this map. I think that's where the Breach Sovacom is significantly better.
You can see that A control give it up, and nobody watching onto the high ground angle. Texture back in a way, still flashed up.
Oh my God,
Won't be able to get too much done here. And Gen G not able to flood defense in time. Smokes up. Might be looking for a bit of a contact play, but a call for the pause is made by Sen. They're just going to wait this one out for the util. Still holding it down. Go spam it away. Still adjustment from Sassy. It's good. Leaves it just down to Meteor. 1v3 here for our pistol. Can he do it? First obstacle removed. Plenty more where that came from, though. Revealed up just in the last few minutes. Reloads off. Turret up. Catches one of the contacts.
No, don't do it!
Sentinel's not willing to give them too much of a fight here. Sassy's so wide out into the open. 14 HP. Turret still up. Tens us to break this one. The single shot will do it.
Oh!
Meteor!
Oh my God!
Delivers it.
Why did you do
Well, there's a reason that this guy was the MVP for Shanghai.
Oh my
What
God,
a way to
bro.
start things out. I was all ready to sell how well Sentinels had played that A exec. The early control, the hit into sight. Gen G rattled, unable to get that flood retake working. And what did we just witness? The Red Bull clutch comes through in a spot that it should never.
Yeah.
I think we've got to start there. This is a situation where he should get traded every single time.
Oh my
Gotta agree with
God,
that.
man.
And the home crowd roars.
That's a 1v3, and Gen G to continue that kind of dominance with the pistol round, starting it up. Conversion into the bonuses. Josh, you were chewing my ear about it.
Yeah.
Off in the green room, you know, talking about how good this Gen G team is when it comes to just being able to get those early advantages.
Yeah, if you want to let me nerd out for a moment there. Gen G, our third best team when it comes to pistols at Champions, but they're amazing at converting bonuses. So assuming that they win this round, which Meteor is under quite a bit of pressure here.
Quite a lot, actually, overwhelming. Damage is being done to them, but it's been flooded in.
And should be all good.
And it should be, yeah. Sealed up here. Spikes drop down. Zeltis, not much chances for him. He might go around the world to farm up some orbs, but...
And so, look, Meteor is going to have enough to buy up a rifle in the next round. They've got two Guardians, Bulldog rifle. They're the first... The number one team at Champions in terms of converting these bonus rounds. In round 3, round 15, where you've won the pistol and the follow-up. And I think part of that is because they take them so seriously. They have such incredible aimers. If they have a Guardian or a Sheriff in their hands, first bullet accuracy on almost all of these guys on Gen
my
G
God.
is remarkably
Omen is watching on him. Omen
Love
is
seeing that
watching on
flash
the
there.
same way, bro.
Easter egg, I think.
Don't
things to
go
come.
it. The angle is perfect for it.
30 seconds left. I think he's just looking to give away his body at the final moment. I mean, he has nothing really to play for apart from that extra ult point that he could try to get online. And to be honest, he's not too far away from getting it early on in this map.
Getting up.
Yeah, spotted out and finally cleaned up here. So, inevitable here, but now we can start to look forward to this bonus round.
Damn.
Gen G usually cooking with it.
They are,
Holy
and I'll tell you what,
shit.
I've been watching a lot of
Just around
I've been
after
watching
the
a lot of
box.
Gen G on Haven. I've watched all of Sentinel's Haven, but they haven't played it very
Not
much.
much.
So that's an interesting dynamic, isn't it? Because Sen are going to read into what they've seen from the VODs from Gen G. And one of the interesting things is Viper Orb always going towards C long instead of A. That's an interesting quirk of how Gen G play this. And they have two different Viper walls. This one, the most standard, which is going to throw towards A. And then he has an aggressive one for A lobby, which I thought they might pull out. But here on the bonus, looking to try to punish anybody that takes a peek mid.
Bit of spam damage just laid down into the wall here. A lot of presence showcased here by Gen G. Texture's going walkabouts.
no!
Supposed to make a go. Things
No
to-
cam
Yep,
tap.
no cam. No turret to catch that contact. Now the dash is active. They missed the
missed it.
timing. Right behind those to
Oh
bullet
my
straight to the back.
God.
Now, potentially an opening for Sentinels. We'll attempt to slow this one down. They want to try and get rid of most of this util. There's a fault line to try and follow through Zekken. Got a lot in his face here still. Nothing to really shut them down. Meteor dodging the flash, up and away. Looking snappy and magnetic into the moment. Still a TP forward. Sentinels not to be disallowed this, but pushing through the one way. It is Chaos Incarnate. Down to that 1v2. Munchkin. Upgrade in hand. Now he's going to make the most of this one here. Sentinels cannot afford to throw away these player advantage situations. Not like how the pistol round got started for them. Dart is good. Spots out Munchkin now, but he's got a lot more to do. Molly at the feet, Sassy. Push back and away and wide. Bit of spam and straight bullets away. Gets the reload off, but there's only 6 left to him. He's got to do so much with it.
Nice
not
round.
able to, not against Sentinels there. In this instance, the discipline finally reigning supreme.
So there we go. Gen G unable to convert the bonus this time around. Still off to a decent start with some good damage done. That's going to knock the Sentinels' economy slightly. But I think more important than that, as we look towards the rest of this half, is how the map control game plays out. You can't really run big C execs against Gen G. That's the power of the Viper Orb at the top there that they run. But it does make their A-holds weaker, I think. And the way that DRX was able to beat them on this map just recently in Pacific was by taking A-long control very consistently. You've always got John there with the cam to make sure if Gen G push down mid, it's covered. I think in rounds like this, giving Gen G full A lobby control seems like a bit of a map control mistake to me from the side of Sentinels. But maybe they've got something very different in mind. It looks like they're setting up for another one of these garage splits.
At least just preemptively trying to get rid of some of the killjoy util. Turrets up, trying to spam one of the more common locations, but they don't actually know where it is. It's been shifted and moved along, so none of those bullets will be landing. Drone up through C. Makes it feel like there is some presence and pressure being pushed up into it, but a lot of players just now sitting outside through B, wall up in their face again, creating difficulties.
And if they do decide to pop B here, Munchkin's going to be there fairly early with a snake bite. They're trying to go back towards garage.
Texture. He's trying to play an off angle to get ahead of this util that they might use to clear this, and he is ahead of the phone line! 2 removed! Job just like that, pushing through to John QT, quick to equalize, the 3v3. Into the moment still with 40 seconds left, there is room to breathe. Bit of a pause is called, cage falls. Alongside the wall, Munchkin was not ready for that. Ferrari Peak in action here.
30 seconds left.
Tap, hoping that the rest of these players are going to come swinging out of the open, and it leaves it once more down to Meteor. 1v3. A miracle round for him on the pistol round that he did convert, but this one is a little bit more, at least tougher to chew through, isn't it? Contact's caught by John, and he will deliver them the round.
Nice round!
2 huge kills there from Sentinels. One from John, the other from Zekken, both in B main. And I think those are the 2 that really turned that in favor of Sen. After Texture got a double kill, most of the time I think that should be Raps.
Yeah.
And yet, really strong, quick aim coming out from John Cutie and Zekken to be able to pick off players on Gen G. Both Karen and Munchkin falling in those spots. It just opens up the whole site for them. Gen G are going to have to respect that. If Sentinels are shooting and they've got a firepower advantage early on in this game, well, a lot of things are going to change.
That's knocked Gen G down to that weaker buy. It's a good time to talk about, you know, the overall feelings heading into this match, because a lot of people would, I think, pen Gen G as the heavy favorites. That's understandable considering Sentinels were slacking a little bit towards the end of stage 2. Ended up falling off a little bit, of course. Texture with the knives in his hands with the Blade Storm might be able to return at least some of it, but tagged up by the drone. You got to respect that. Backing away. It's a bait and switch, though. Got to make the most of it. Meteor's back in there, too. Orb in their face. Not thinking about it, but as it's dropped, Meteor is just out in the open. And this slow, cautious tail that's really being told by Sen across the map. It's working dividends.
It is, but because they didn't take a long control early on in the round, and they don't have drone, it's going to be tough for them to end A here. So their choices are between B and C, and that's mostly where the Gen G defense is. There are still opportunities for this to go wrong for Sentinels. They've got time on the clock. I'm not sure that John's going to be able to re-explore this entire area confidently. He's going to give it a go, though.
Oh my god! John Cutie, watch it!
What's the chances you run
Watch it! Watch it!
Just be going down every day of the week, and so he does. An upgrade offered up. Handle to them, fault line into the corner as well, but you want to go into this one with a rolling thunder. It is committed, still as an orb and a snake bite in your face. Aftershock, narrowly avoided. Flick of the wrist, dodges the flash still. The reinforcements are here. This is the danger zone for Sentinels. You're walking straight into the maw, and it's only firepower. They're going to be able to bail yourself out. Texture can only do so much with that Sheriff in hand, and the plan has to be stuck down. Bullet spraying and praying away, but Tim's ready to lock it all down.
Oh my god, bro. This is so
recovered there towards the end for Sentinels. But I'm really not liking the way that they're setting themselves up in some of these situations. Because they're not taking A control early on, they limit themselves so drastically in the late round. Yes, they're able to barrel their way through there. And yes, it doesn't matter too much that John goes down to the Bucky in short, but that got close and it had no reason to necessarily. They just found themselves stuck.
The importance of that A lobby control, though, that you were Hammering home is going to be all the more here. Texture's got the operator in his hands, and I think this is being tracked by Sentinels now. Got a sight set towards it. It's a drone. Texture's ahead of this though, to fall, and he misses the flick. Ah, there's a dash into his face. How the hell do you avoid this? You don't! It's all supplemented. TP up into heaven. Tens is there for the backstab just in case, but Sassy was the one to clean it all up. And now you're just looking at a save.
That's so lovely. I mean, that's a wonderful play over towards Hay there. Adding the Soverall into the back of it too. Texture had an opportunity, but it was a tough flick to be able to get onto Zek, and he does the reverse peek, crossing over the bricks early. He is often good for those. His aim's pretty spectacular with the op, but this time, Sen come out on top, and Zekan's got that killer instinct just to rush him down early.
Yeah, they are not scared, are they?
I was talking about how, you know, not fully convinced yet at the way that Sentinels are approaching the attack side, despite the fact that they've been good so far with rifles in hand. But if I'm looking at just the teamwork, coordination, their rifle aim, everything's looking very clean right now for Sen. And that A-take inspired a lot of confidence in me. So far, it's Gen G firmly on the back foot.
Yeah. Second with the operator.
Sentinel's coming out swinging as well. Don't let that 4th seed in Americas fool you. What a finalized finish as well for them in Stage 2.
They had a 6-map win streak at the start of Stage 2. Yeah, it's something that I think people have forgotten because they went out ignominiously from playoffs. And they'd lost to G2 right before the playoffs as well. But they're still a competent team, and if you catch them on a good day, woe betide you.
Let's go!
You think about this Sentinels team as well. It's all been leading up to this. The big moment here at Champions, the end of the year. They started their year in Korea with the Africa tournament, and now looking to potentially lift even a trophy, but maybe getting ahead of ourselves here. It's only day one, and it's only the first match. Tens punish in the peak there. At least they all pick up onto Munchkin. McCage up as well, covering the back of Tens.
So this is that Viper Wall I was talking about. It's designed for A-long control, but they couldn't control the Tens teleports. Very cool anti there, I think, based on where they saw the Viper Wall.
Karon, he wants to press forwards. He spots the barrel. He knows that there's a kill to be found. We'll claim it. Double peak is up in the trade. Insights here for Sentinels. Seekers considered by Lakia, now offloaded here just for that extra information, but Sentinels are still working with about a minute on the clock here. They can afford to just slow it all the way down, but Meteor, again, the risks have to be taken. He's the one pushed past and forwards most of his util, and he needs to find a kill from it.
Surely he has a free one on Tens.
Backs to it. He's watching the wrong angle, but yeah, Tens unaware. That could potentially be crossed up here. Sentinel's going for that quick reaction now. Full speed ahead over towards the C site.
And without Munchkin alive, no Viper Orb, C becomes much easier to hit. But there's always going to be that lockdown coming from Garage. How do you... not Garage, coming from... Whoa. What is that kind of placement, just to make sure that it doesn't get contested?
I mean, Sentinel's going to be pushed all the way up onto site here. They can't actually fall back into the long angle flash. Just about dodge here. Second has dropped. This is disjointed here by Sentinels. The aftershock has to get used now. Meteor behind. And a coordinated attempt. It works to full fruition. Gen G. Beautiful work.
What value from the lockdown as well.
Yeah.
I can't say that I've really seen too many people popping it down there to go for the C retake. I was also watching Texture's POV. He had to dodge 2 breach flashes and Lakia's flash as well. He's spinning his crosshair left and right just to try to keep his vision intact so that he can help on the retake. But that's the first one with rifles in hand that Gen G get on the board. And it wasn't looking great for them until Meteor made that play walking down mid. When you're in a player disadvantaged spot, sometimes you got to take risks like that.
Of course. Yeah, I mean, he's all over the place.
So now Texture with op in hand, going to be taking that peek towards B as Sentinels look to take some A lobby control.
TP though, Lakia side by side. Him and Karon not ready for that one, are they? Zekken just catches one to the temple. Forced to back away. Texture's wondering which way to look.
You see that Tens went for the same teleport again. So every time the Viper Wall's been in this spot, Tens has tried to TP into this cubby. But this time, Munchkin wasn't just sat there in the open picking up an ult orb. They actually fought.
Scout destroyed.
Slow and steady. This time Gen G not needing to take too many risky plays, wandering forwards here. The pit is going to be dropped at the minute mark. This is lovely. Supplements of defense.
But it also stops you getting any further info. I say that, but actually Karon, having gone on top here, is still going to be able to get info down short.
Yeah, fall back.
So it keeps 2 players A on the defense side. But I think Sen are going to struggle to get through that.
They really are.
what are your options now? You haven't gone Garage, you haven't broken the Killshot utility.
Well, Meteor. He's going walkabouts here. Oh my, almost time for the peak there. Yeah, almost there with a punish still. Drone's going to be used to clear through into mid. Sentinels have only got 30 seconds to really work with into this one. Again with that player disadvantage. Tens, TP up top and away. And he spotted these players completely unaware. Gen.G still lucky. He's going to get a handle onto most of this one. Caron pressing forward.
Oh!
For Gen.G have toppled.
That is an amazing play from Sentinels. Gen.G always flood defend and try to pre-take over towards B. Zellsis tapped that knowing it was coming. I mean, he knew with 100% confidence that they were about to push through that smoke. Hard red. There's the advantage of having those VODs to watch from Pacific.
Yeah. Munchkin not interested in playing for this one as well. Just wants to keep the op into the next. It's a big tool they're going to be using for their defense rounds. Gives us time as well to talk about, you know, the general feeling heading into this one. It was already kind of mentioned on the desk with the map pool stuff, with Haven being played. It's a map that we haven't seen much of Sentinels at all.
No.
And there's a reason that they picked it here today. They feel like there's weaknesses to exploit on Gen.G's side. I would have to agree. When I was watching, it looked like one of the weaker maps for Gen.G, surprisingly. It was my overall hot take coming into the event that felt like their map pool wasn't quite as shored up as people were making out.
The weird thing about that, though, is I feel like we've seen Haven so little and from so few teams at an elite level that actually I still feel like Gen.G's Haven is up there, top 5, top 3 in the tournament.
From what we've seen, yeah.
Maybe I'll change my mind after watching more of other teams play, like Sentinels here. But, you know, Sen had only played it once before this, into 100 Thieves, and they lost fairly convincingly.
And so it's hard to tell, right?
It's really tough to tell.
Size, yeah.
It's tough to tell who's good on Abyss, obviously, but also Haven at the moment.
Oh my gosh.
And I think, you know, as we head deeper in this map pool, even more unknowns. The decider, if we got there, would be Abyss.
Oh, Abyss. I mean, I would love to see that map 3 already into the round here. It's going to be quadruple face up in through mid. John QT stepping up late. Looking to send it straight through into the B side as well. A bit of spam into the smokes, aftershock as well. Nobody's going to be able to press their way forwards and past it. But Tens does get dropped. That spam, I believe, coming out through the smoke. Trailblazer spotting it. Paranoia rolling front out for the back. Nobody's watching this 1 second. He's going to be dropped here, trying to fight for the site control. It's all over the place. Sentinels caught completely unaware, and a spray down transfer just does not connect. Everybody falls once more. This time, it's Sentinels drifting back to that spectator seat, and Gen.G maybe 1 step closer to making it equalized at the half.
And Gen.G 1 step ahead there too. Notice how Sentinels was spamming into the smokes, expecting Gen.G to be set up for that pre-take, for that flood defend. And instead Gen.G hold a little further back, not much, but just a little, in order to not die to that early spam and get a big retake off altogether. These minute differences in timings are messing with what Sentinels were expecting. And especially if you get a freebie like that early on. But look how unexpected that timing was for them to go through the smoke.
Yeah, the Rolling Thunder just to try and fight for one of the extremities there out towards B, just the slightest of timings that were off.
And that's how fast Gen.G adapt from one round to the next. It doesn't take them long.
There's a reason that they've made every single final so far this year. That's an accolade that not many teams at all can even claim. Munchkin trying to stop this one as well. Another B attempt and push in, spots the player, spamming away. Somebody's to cover this one down and below. Stunned up, matters not. Second, just walking straight into this one. Still Caron is out and away! Caron delivers it side by side, him and Lakia. They push back any aggressors. And the spike drop down into no man's land. There are no chances left for Sassy.
Another spot where you feel like a Gen.G player's caught dead to rights, being double swung essentially. And the leader in terms of any Rookie of the Year awards pulls it out again, a 2K. Just a slight wiggle of the movement too to shake off a few bullets.
Yeah.
Watching Caron is a delight.
This guy is so damn impressive, and he's even the one to finish it here. 5-5, being that scoreline. You are right, you know, you're talking about that Rookie of the Year candidacy. I mean, there's not many that can really hold a candle to them. One of them is in this server with him.
Yeah. I mean, John would be probably second, maybe Woot, it depends what your argument would be, but they're both so far behind Caron, they can't even see him in the race.
Yeah.
He's sprinted off into the distance, over the horizon. It would take one of those guys like John or Woot, winning champs, honestly, to overtake him for Rookie of the Year. Like you said, Gen.G have been in every finals, with a rookie player basically straight from ranked. That's insanely impressive.
Yeah. Really never seen anything like it.
So 5-5. Big recovery from Gen G. Yes, they got the pistol, but it looked like Sentinels were in control in these rifle rounds up until recently. Senga for a few too many plants on B.
We still have a defending position, bro. We are attacking right now.
Garage. Seems like it's a pretty key
attacking position is
part
a
of what
good
they're going for.
number.
Looking for a bit of spam into the corners, just in case there is that one of them held. Up angle, Meteor's caught on the cross, though. Trying to wade his way past that one. That's a leg shot. JunQT barely surviving Seekers. Pushing forwards. Lakia smelling that blood in the water. He definitely wanted to hunt that one out. So it's equalized 4 versus 4. And it causes that reaction now out of Sentinels. But they're going to be walking again. It's a Paranoia. It's an Nanoswarm. It's an orb up in their face. Sentinels really don't have too many options here, but they're calling for the pause.
They have to go for the C-exec once the orb goes down, but this just becomes so obvious.
Yeah, and again, the players are meeting their match. It's Gen G happily able to just try and fight this one. Forwards, Hunter's Fury, though. That was the extra element needed. Lakia right from behind. Texture follows up with a shot and still got to deal with these players. 2v2 now. 36 seconds left. Not enough with the offset of the movement. Lakia will be dropped. Texture 3 HP.
30 seconds left.
Looking this way, that way, head on a swivel, doesn't know which way to look. It's an impossibility almost at this point, but at least the spike isn't down. It's the one thing working for him, but the weaponry is not. Plant from Zelsis stuck, committed, needs to be held out here. Weak players all around. It's all about this first shot that lands. Finally, needs a second one. Dash now active, doesn't know where he is, and it's wrapped all the way around.
Oh my god!
Absolute animal!
Oh my god, bro!
He's such an incredible player. Walking back into the backside of C, checking left and right on default. Pulls out his shorty, thinking that he'd killed the healthy player, realizes he's wrong, still has time, even when he guesses the angle incorrectly first, to readjust. It's just unbelievable watching these guys play sometimes.
Individual game IQ, it's off the charts.
It really is. You know, we can see, we've got a mini-map.
Yeah.
He's operating fully in the dark in this spot, and he's got a perfect read on that timing. Munchkin can't even believe his eyes.
What a delivery. Straight up a gift for Gen G, but all from the hands of Texture. And still now, look towards it. The final round here of our first half on Haven.
And Gen G have got a 4-player stack on A. This is a hard read. All right, Sentinels have only been going A when they want to finish A. Yeah. I think that's another flaw a little bit with the way that they've been doing their attack side calling. They're not really taking A control and then pivoting off elsewhere. Maybe this round they will, and maybe that'll be how they convert round 12.
Trailblazer broken, doesn't get concrete information. Just being held here by Sentinels. JunQT and Zelsis looking to try and break some of this util up through Garage, maybe force and pull some of the rotations, but Gen G firmly stuck in the mud. They are not drifting away from this A anchoring spot with 4 players ready to receive.
I think if they break the turret, it will have to pull people off A.
That's what they're going to be trying to go for here. JunQT with 40 seconds left. It's broken.
They didn't move a muscle.
No. Only just now, Munchkin, a TP at least, it's faked out.
The hardest of hard reads. Yeah, I mean, a Munchkin classic.
They think these rotations have occurred, but listen, Gen G, they put up all the barricades. They are ready to receive every single player. Full line over and through. Lakia inside the Cloudburst plays. Once inside of it, the wall in their face. Sentinels cannot step past it. It's up to Sassy and more. With only 15 seconds to do it. Your options are pretty much entirely ran out. Updraft and away. Fade away with a Blade Storm. It's a flourish to finish, man. And only a few seconds remain before Gen G take this lead for our first half of Haven. No time on the clock to play with. 7-5 will be what we stare at.
Incredible end to the half there. The time ended up being the worst killer of 10s.
Absolutely insane stuff.
What a way to open our first game at Champs. I feel like this rematch of Masters Madrid Finals is delivering. We've seen some awesome stuff.
Yeah, we certainly have. This has just been dominance, and what a return of the fire from Gen G after a quite slow beginning, honestly, but unorthodox. But they are in the driving seat here for Haven. Sentinels map pick of our opening match of Champs.
Oh, come on.
Trade in any phone in any condition guaranteed and get $800 off the new Galaxy Z Fold 6. Only on Verizon.
Red Bull gives you wings.
god, bro. Insane, man. That was insane, though. That was insane, though.
We're going to find out as well if Gen G can keep that momentum moving forwards.
I wasn't tired, bro.
Potentially a tough ask, honestly. Depends what Sentinels have got
right
prepped
now.
up on their defense half. That's the trouble with a team that is coming into a tournament where they haven't really been showcasing much of their maps. I mean, honestly, the case for a lot of teams is, are you okay? Am I being baited? Is that real?
I mean, it's looking real. We'll see. We'll see. Going into the next half, whatever's happened down there. Going into the next half, though, again, my focus is going to be on pistols. I feel like Sentinels. So I talked a little bit earlier about how good Gen G are in the pistol rounds, and how important that is. That's one of the big reasons that Vitality have surged forwards in EMEA as well. Are those pistol rounds, bonus rounds? Sentinels right now, of all the teams apart from the Chinese squads, who it's difficult to get stats for, they're 12th out of 16 in terms of their pistol round win rate for all of the teams in Pacific, EMEA, and Americas. So that's really rough. If they can't get pistol rounds on the board in this series, it actually might not matter how good their Haven is, how good their Abyss is if they wanted to close it out maps 1 and 3. You still need those rounds to be able to get your halves off to a good start.
Yeah. Just to take away one of those win cons from this Gen G squad that's, I mean, they are determined. They're on a bloody warpath, man, to try and essentially lay claim to a dynasty, I would say, heading into champs. This is a squad that, like we already mentioned, they've made every single finals this year that they could, but possibly even make. And past that point, they've already lifted a trophy.
Absolutely.
The first one for Pacific. They've made history this year already. At this point, it's about cementing that legacy, that dynasty.
Yeah. Com, we heard earlier today, talking about legacy because he's going for that champions back-to-back. You know, Sassy, for Sentinels, also looking for 2 Champions trophies, one of only 4 players in this tournament who could. But on the side of Gen G, I think if they win champs, maybe if they even just make the grand finals, they have a very solid claim to being the greatest of all-time team. And that's with Fnatic still in this tournament, with a very similar roster to the squad that won back-to-back at Lock-In and Tokyo.
I mean, their consistency is just unheard of, especially with how challenging this year has been. It's a very condensed schedule. Makes it difficult to just not feel the burnout over a certain amount of time here, but Gen G have been looking largely in charge here. The beginning here for our pistol round. And it's all slow for now. Creeping and crawling up through mid, looking to see if they can get any of those early angles, just in case somebody's peeking for info on Sentinel's side. There's a trip in their face. Texture, it's going to be chewed up by that one. A couple of stray shots. Yeah, you flying it away. A tap as well for the reaction.
You can see there that Texture was intending to updraft onto the high ground inside that smoke. The trap stopped him. Cam sees a lot of this info, but it's only Zelsis home.
Yeah, peeking away. Just can't quite land the one shot that was necessary there. So Zelsis will push back that play that's occurring. The timing is taken. Munchkin. Oh, wide open. Right bit of taking. John QT's dropped.
So they tap B, fake C, walk in on A.
And it's an open site. Potentially closed case, but still Sentinels, they do have that retake utility in their back pocket, just waiting for it to potentially come online. 17 seconds until the dart. Not too sure for the fault line. Dash still available. See if for Zekken in the back pocket. They're worried about these flanking players as well. Might find it difficult to get through, at least with this orb, but as soon as it goes down, you might see them take that timing. They are so concerned about these mid flanks.
Take this shit, man.
Now the time to strike is here. Texture is way ahead of it, inside the smoke. Any sort of timings the Sentinels were looking to try and take, they've missed it already. Texture still.
Let's go!
That's 2. They need more than that. And no one from Gen G is willing to even give him it. Ice cold from them, a tap onto the spike, no one out into the open. He has to stick it for the only win con. Gen G.
Oh my god.
Almost inevitable that they claim once more another pistol round here.
And that pistol was remarkable. The fake onto B, tapping it after Texture had failed to get onto the high ground, trying to get simultaneous C lurks and A lurks working. I don't think either of them were designed as fakes. It's more just as see which one works, right? If the guy dies over towards C, probably the guy on A is going to be able to find a timing. And my god, what a timing Munchkin found. He also got in position to throw that orb deep towards CT. Soon as the orb goes down, Karen throws a smoke and Texture's inside of it. Every part of that worked beautifully.
Yeah.
The small details are hammered out so well by Gen G. They've had a lot of practice, a lot of matches to be played this year.
Not willing to throw away that advantage that they've got by winning that pistol round. Taking it nice and slow, hoping that Sentinels will peek into them.
The cam from John Cutie was positioned a little further back in the previous round. It's going to be getting them good information on this side of the map.
Yeah, Trailblazer. Just a check in case there are trips there. Clears the way through most of the side. Not sure if it cleared Zekken off into the corner. They don't like what they saw. Gen G instead now moving over towards the B site. Flash overhead, no connection there. Karon will stick this one, and the gamble stack of Sentinels does not work out.
They got Viper Orb onto the plant. No Snakebite to work with, but double Nano Swarms as long as Meteor stays alive.
And everybody's looking all over the place here. Still Sassy's way ahead of the rest of his team, looking to try and trade this one. Oh, Lakia is right there behind him. All the avenues watched, and everybody falls once more. So Gen G, it's flawless on their anti-eco. Again, looking towards that bonus round. It's going to be more than healthy. Our kill leader of Texture looking just very much in control. 14-8.
Just took over from Sassy, who's having a remarkably good game out here on Haven, but not enough. Gen G failed the first bonus. Even the best teams in the world, by the way, are still winning less than 60% of their bonus rounds. So it is a difficult round to be able to convert. But Gen G with 2 bites at the apple here on this map, and a chance to run away with Haven.
Wall up. It's difficult to get the timing here. Zelsis is holding his fault line, but all the players are already way ahead of him. Sassy.
That doesn't even stop them contacting.
There's no way.
Can't believe they didn't give it away there.
There's no way. They don't even spam. They're just all the way up, and it's all for free here. Paranoia, Flash, it's all offloaded, concatenated, out and over the top as well. It's down to TenZ to hold it, locking it down. In through the back, reset.
Oh my god, go for the
This guy will not be stopped. He denies any attempt to take that A site.
Shadows traveling. Gen G left scrambling. They should have had that. A dash into sight, an amazing flash from Zelsis to actually push them back just a moment. And TenZ recovers after immediately being blinded in the midst of that exec. He's left on the floor in a 2v4.
That's what Sentinels needed. They're holding this one steady, giving up most of the A sites. Rifles are swapped around, noise is being made. Plant not even pushed back here, so Karon will be able to get that extension into the round, and got a feel with Gen G. That's sometimes dangerous. You don't want to give them those options and opportunities. Oh, no. Karon inside the smoke, not being cleared out, dodging, weaving, TPing away, still being watched for Meteor. 1v2. Meteor cannot land it. The transfer almost intact, but eventually Sentinels would pave the way to a victory.
And thankfully for Sentinels, all of TenZ's hard work does not get discarded at the final hour. So they bring that gap down to 3. A little bit of damage done, not too bad for the Sen economy, but they're going to take a tactical timeout here.
It's the first one of the match.
Really beautiful play from TenZ, must be said. Zekken is struggling. I didn't even realize at this point, to be honest with you, because I felt like he was getting into sights fairly well. But he's 5 and 13.
Yeah, struggling quite a bit.
And Zekken's one of those players that, yeah, from a map-to-map basis, maybe you could argue he's slightly inconsistent. Only slightly. But to be honest, in every major tournament, he's always the highest performing player for Sen. And he's actually gone up in terms of his ACS all year. Just tournament on tournament, from kickoff to Madrid to stage 2. putting up better and better performances. So to see him at the bottom of the scoreboard right now, it's a little concerning, but if he wakes up, it could be the difference maker. I think that's something you've got to be taking a look at here, is whether Sen want to get an op into his hands, and whether they can from an economy perspective too. He's been buying the Outlaw in the last few rounds here, but he hasn't quite been where Gen G are looking.
No, money's just been slipping quite tight for them in terms of them just trying to get that operator. You can see opting even for the Outlaw here. You know, getting that sniper into the hands of at least your Jet player. It's tried and true at this point on Haven. It's got to be a key part of your defensive protocols. But yeah, it's a bit of a bargain bin buy, isn't it? And only the 1/2 armor target of Texture.
Yeah, it's unlikely to find too much success. He's also been running at C.
What is this power thing that's been pinged down by Gen G? It's going all the way through Garage and through the back of it. See if they make a go of it. Of course, not running a Killjoy. It's going to be gaps potentially there. We'll see if Sentinels are able to cover it.
Shadows traveling. Just to look at the other side of the map as well. Recon Dart finally thrown out 20 seconds into the round. Because if you throw it out early, the Viper Wall is really disguising it. Zekan almost caught contact, and Munchkin's lurked his way up again. I'm not sure which one's even going to be the game changer here, A or C.
Oh, Ten's going for the peek as well as Barrels pointing out, trying to bait a shot out. There's no way. There's absolutely no way Munchkin can be kept like this once more! He's working magic over towards the A site. We're watching a bloody repeat. He's opened it up and calls for the TP, immediate pivot. Caron, he's straight there with him. Turret broken down into mid here, but the A site is theirs. Now with Texture removing John. The mid avenue completely opened up. Uncertainty into the back of Sentinel's minds, but they want to go this one thick and fast. Playing forwards here, at least with the dart in hands, and the rifles are not doing enough. It's Sassy and Zelsis up against the world. They're not being given even an easy fight in the slightest. The movement ajar, forced to save. Zelsis backing away.
And that is a brutal decision for Sentinels. Not one that they could have won at all, but their economy's going to be in a really rough state. Zelsis has got a bit of money, so has John. The rest of the team, dirt poor. Think about the way that Munchkin is getting space down short, right? If Sassy throws a recon dart at the start over towards A lobby, Munchkin's just going to play around his wall, and he's going to dodge it, and you're not going to get any good information. In fact, you might even get bad info and think it's cleared when it's not. So they need a different way of being able to get information there. You're either going to have to re-clear with the Sova drone from short, or you're going to have Zekan fight that. And Sentinels have not chosen either option. For all that they've got the rounds really close here, I think there's a ton of things that Sen could improve on this map if they ended up rematching Gen G later on in the tournament here. Or if they can figure it out mid-game.
Early spam goes either way here. Zekan's dropped down to 48 health. Still ice cold. Watching for any sort of mid-presence.
One of those spots where you might want to just give the gun over to your teammate. It's rough, though, because Zekan really wanted to try to get aggro, but with only 48 health, what can you do?
And already the space is taken up here by Gen G. Another perfect read.
Munchkin's IGL in. It is magnificent. I think people maybe didn't credit it as much at the start of the year, but defense side hard reads. Attack side, he finds the gaps so often.
These lurks on top of it, it's all coming together. This guy is just, he's a beast right now this entire year.
He really has been.
Deep flash, fault line onto Texture, but there's plenty more util where that came from, buckets of it. Paranoia for a Paranoia, just pushing them back and away. Sentinels be lucky to get anything. Still, Caron, drop towards the back. Texture, Phantom Blade!
Oh my God!
Stolen away! Another ace! Gotta feel for him, man. You gotta feel for him.
This has been happening in Pacific over and over again. The last ace that Texture got was in April, man. He's had 12 4Ks.
Smiling. Oh my God.
He's had 12 4Ks since his last ace. Look at him. This one should have been it.
It should have been it.
The drought should have finally ended. He's so funny.
Oh man.
I do love Texture. But can Sentinels find an answer? Now that they've got rifles back in hand, The gap has opened up to 5. It's almost looking insurmountable. It has to be now.
It has to shift now, doesn't it? Updraft, dash, up and over. Flash to follow it up as well. Nobody's in sight lines of Texture. He's given up almost entirely and he's put the squeeze onto the Sentinels player. They heard all that util. They don't know which way to look and they can't even get the kill drips online. Full line, that's a potential team utility to just colliding and clashing into them. Hunter's Fury, it's panicked, it's offloaded. And desperation does not work out for Sentinels, not this time. They did not know how to react to that.
Very nice pathing to bring out in a crucial round, and Texture's looking to close it.
And he's just right in his face. Right click, but followed up by Lakia. That's the 12th round. And Gen G one step now. That's all they have to take to lock up this map.
And I think if there was one round you could point to show that divergence of trajectories we were talking about at the start of this cast, where Gen G have just gone from success to success, building on their grand finals appearance at Madrid, compared to Sentinels who've struggled really to recapture that magic. I think this round would be it. A beautiful call, fantastic pathing, and Sentinels scrambling, their protocols falling to pieces. Second tactical timeout now used by Sen.
Yeah.
It might be too late at this point. Their weaponry is so poor. They've got to try to contest short to make sure that Munchkin doesn't go for the lurks, but then they've also got to be able to defend the C site, where they don't have nanoswarms, they don't have the Viper to be able to work down there. They're probably not going to have 10s hard anchoring that spot. There's just so many questions being thrown at them. They do not have the answers on this side of the map.
Yeah, I'm not seeing it. Not just the fact that Sentinels have now got to do it with, again, weaker weaponry, not down to half armor, it's Bulldogs, it's Guardians in play, but just the ideas that you were mentioning. You know, they can't contest with Munchkin. He's been able to get free reign over towards A lobby, in through the A site, these lurks and timings he's taking. And it's so hard for Sentinels to even control this one. Typically, you'd want to do it with potentially like a jet op, but they haven't been able to get the money together. And even if they did, there's a Viper wall in their face.
Exactly. Yeah, I must say that as well. Even if Zekken does fight short against that Viper wall, it's really tough.
Yeah.
You have to be very smart, but also very aware that you can have that Viper wall dropped on you at any moment, and Munchkin can threaten a fight. You know, our best duelist in the world can take those fights, and Zekken is capable of doing that kind of stuff. But Sentinels have decided they need him in Garage, maybe to try some kind of early peek.
Yes, this should do. A lot of players going to be watching though. Gen G. That's Paranoia primed and ready in case there is that early aggression. Contact plays are called. And this is Gen G looking for that closer. No signs over towards Garage. Instead, they set it over towards the B site. Celsius is watching this. Smoke up in his face. Flash up and over, count with a TP, and even a committal to the plan, but that's an aftershock to push him back and away. Dash still there, Zekken spots it, here's the one, but nobody's giving him an easy fight. Meteor dashing and backing away, still with his B-side control. Texture, he's put straight past it! And in front of that fault line, still won't survive. He's with the trade there, Flash in and through, over the back, 4v4. Plant down, Norofef gives him that information, and a sight hold might be exactly what Gen G are looking to cook up. Munchkin still with that orb up in their face. Dart and a Paranoia follows through, flood and back and away. Side players cleared up, roll in front, committed now to the front. Sentinels have got to try and strike at least when he irons hard and try and find these kills. There's one, two left to deal with, finding them one after another.
Around exactly when they needed it. Just as Gen G had got up to that point.
Let's go.
We saw the same level of ideas from Gen G there. Going for the B exec, okay, that gets stunted by an aftershock from Zelsis. Let's try to pivot and crunch the player's Garage. That also gets shut down by Zelsis. Then the breach ult is online. It's just a massive round from the Vibes Merchant. Selling wins as well here, but he needs to be doing more of it. The whole team needs to be doing more of it. It's not just down to him.
No, I can't really focus on individuals, despite the fact, you know, Zekken is sitting at the bottom of the scoreboard. It's been a while since he's even got a kill. It's more just the ideas going to miss. To offer any sort of bailout.
At the same time, you do want to be putting your duelist in a position to influence the round.